We're here at RAGT23 with Naima Simone, and I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, I'm so super excited. You just don't know. Like, my father told me, I told him I was going to do an interview with you, and his number one rule was, don't be a goof, so I'm not going to fangirl too
but
hard.
I'm a goof, so it'll fit in. You need to goof,
then
yeah.
That's permission for me to be a goof and
right.
fangirl
Let's
hard.
do it. I mean, I want you to talk about climbing Jason Momoa.
Oh, I can talk about climbing Jason Momoa all day.
Isn't he amazing? Oh, man.
Ah, chef's kiss.
Yeah. I loved him in Aquaman because he played such a goofy role.
Yes, that and the shirt was awful, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. It was goofy, sure.
Your dad can't tell you not to be you.
No.
It's hilarious. So I try to make sure I ask readers what questions they want me to ask. Okay. None of them said Jason Momoa. So that was just a cherry on top of the sundae. We'll just give that to them for free.
They missed it. Like, they missed the boat on that.
Well, we gave them that one as a freebie, right? But one of the first questions is, you have a twin sister. Have you ever switched places at writing conferences so you could stay in your room and write? I mean, that could totally be its own book.
She is not that altruistic. So no, we haven't done that, but she has switched places with me without my permission.
Oh no!
Because I usually take her. Well, she's here with me now as my assistant.
Yeah.
Because she usually just comes with me, and she might, run a few credit cards, and then she's out buying books. But one book signing we went to.
It just dawned on me what you said.
It's true.
Yeah.
She uses me, and now that she's not in here, so she can't say that
she can't say she doesn't do
right. So it's my story. That's the way it is. And somebody came up to her and asked her to sign her book, and she signed it. And then later, that person came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm so glad to have met you." And I'm looking at her like, "I don't remember meeting you."
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But I was like, "Oh yeah, wasn't that awesome?" She went and signed the book. And
did you ever tell the person that got it signed?
No, I did not. I totally
wasn't me, was it? I would have loved it.
No,
I would have loved it. That was cool. I'd have had you both sign it. Yeah. That's fun.
She would have did it, I promise you.
Yeah.
Meeting you, she would have completely had
Well, now I think I have to do it. So
she's running around here.
We'll
As a
find
matter of fact, today someone came up to her and was like, "Oh my God, do you remember meeting me in Denver?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's her."
Yeah. Do you remember meeting her in Denver?
I did. I remember meeting her, but she was talking to the wrong twin.
Yeah. When people ask me that, I could have met them 5 minutes ago and I don't remember anything. Do you not get conference blindness?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
I
so
do.
bad.
Yeah. Because, I go to several a year. So I tend to, I hate to say this, but sometimes the faces blur.
Oh,
Or I
always.
remember the faces, but not the names, unless I see you a lot. But it's always great meeting you again.
Well, if I see people in a place where I see them often, sometimes it clicks more.
Right.
But every 12 months doesn't count. So I see people here.
Here is different.
Yeah, because it's just been a year since I saw them.
Yeah.
And my mom one time was grocery shopping in a place she never was, and I had no idea it was her. She had put on like a wig and had her back to me, and my husband was joking, going, "Who's that old lady over there shopping?" I'm going, "Shut up, she'll hear you." But he was teasing my mom. And then when she turned, I'm like, "Mother, what are you doing?" But Alan's like, "You don't even recognize your own mother." I said, "Well, not here." She said, "What's she doing here?" So
That's hilarious.
If she was at home in her chair, I'd have said, "That's my mother. I recognize her."
I know her there.
Yeah. So that's how it is with me at conferences. If it's not someone I see on a really regular basis, I don't.
It's true.
Plus, don't you feel like we've got so many characters in our heads? They almost become people.
Absolutely, especially if it's the latest book I'm working on. That's the one that's just constantly in my head. Because for me, sometimes I will forget the names of heroes of other books that I've written.
Of course.
And readers will remember them. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, him." Because I remember what the story is, but sometimes their names will slip. But that one that I'm working on right now has my total concentration.
Right. You're all in on that
all
one.
In.
It's like they'll say, "Are you going to write more on so and so?" And you'd be like,
"Who?
What book was that in?" I don't know. Who was it? Yeah,
right.
After you've written 100, especially like for me, I don't remember it. People go way back, and I'm like,
written 100. You heard
how many have you had now?
I'm at 48 now.
So that's a lot of books, right?
Yes.
So somebody asks you something from, say, book 5, and you're like,
Fine,
been a while.
Let's see.
Yeah.
like, I don't even want to think about my writing in book 5.
I feel that way sometimes too. But you're all in on the one you're writing, and then those other ones, you've closed the book and you moved on, and sometimes readers haven't.
Yes.
You know?
I don't even read the books. Like some authors go back and like read their books. I don't even do that. Like once I finish a book and it's gone through editing, I don't even like reading the galley by that time.
Yeah, I hate it too,
That's painful.
Well, you just feel like you've already read it 100 times.
But you've written it, you've gone through editing at least 3 times, and now I have to read it and I can't skim through it. Like it's painful. So when it's finally printed, I don't want to read my story again.
Well, don't you feel like too, if they want you to read the galleys, you know what's supposed to be there, so sometimes your eyes don't even catch a problem.
It doesn't.
They go, because you know what it's supposed to say.
Exactly. I'm reading what's supposed to be there, not what's there. So sometimes I'll see it, sometimes I won't. And that's another reason I don't read my book, because I'm afraid I will see it.
Yeah, that's like too, yeah.
And it's going to bug the heck out of me.
Yeah, so with you being traditionally published, you have the same thing where you've already had a copy editor, an editor, a copy editor, a line editor. It's been, everybody's read it.
Everybody's read it. And if nobody's caught it by then I'm just like, God did not mean for it to be caught.
And then if a reader catches you can say, I don't know why my copy editor or line editor.
That's right. It's not on me.
You don't have to take the credit for that one. One reader wants to know, have you ever written a twin switch romance? I don't think you have. Did you?
I did.
What was the title?
Okay. The title will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Scoring with the Wrong Twin.
Oh yes, that totally does. Yeah. Now your sister never did that though, right? Oh, okay.
No, I would.
I'm gonna tease her on that one.
Beat her with a chair leg. And fiction is great. Real life, not so much.
That's how you can tell you guys are close, because you can threaten to beat her with a chair leg.
Yeah, and she would be like, "Break it."
Yeah.
But I did. And it's a sports romance. It's actually the first book in like my WAG series, and it's the heroine is an identical twin, and she took her twin is a model, and she double booked, so she took her place on a photo shoot with the hero, who's a football player, and the hero did not know the difference.
Oh man, yeah.
So and I used some of our experiences in it.
Well, that's fun. Yeah. Now we want to know some of those experiences. Did you guys ever do that in real life?
We did, and we've switched classes a couple of times. The most memorable one is like 3rd grade, and the teacher never noticed. We switched at like recess, and we came back, and the teacher never noticed.
Sneaky.
Someone, like, I think my best friend told the teacher, because it was like an hour later and she was just going on, and my best friend told the teacher. I was like, snitch. But your best friend
could tell you apart.
Right.
And I'm sure family and anybody knew you real well. Yeah. There's always subtle differences.
Right. To them, we don't look alike, but to everybody else, we do. And apparently to that teacher, we did.
So did you guys, in school, did you guys dress the same and do the same hair?
We went to Catholic school. So
you did,
we didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
And then my mother liked it. She thought it was very, very cute to dress us alike, until we got to an age where we was like, no more.
Yeah.
Stop that.
I got my style. She's got her style. Let us do our own thing. Yeah. But that would probably be fun too, you know?
No.
Not at that point anymore.
I take it back, because last year I got my hair cut after like years of wearing the same hairstyle. I got my hair cut. My sister waited to see how it would look on me.
That's a good idea.
Because we have the same face.
Yeah.
And then she got her hair cut
so she liked it too, yeah.
So if you see her, that's another reason people keep mistaking her for me, is because she went and got her hair cut the same way as mine.
I hadn't thought about that, but that would be perfect. Let her do it first.
Yeah, she thought so too.
That is a good idea. I like that. So someone says you're an energetic, positive person, which we can all tell. Do you have a mantra to keep such a wonderful attitude?
Well, I think it just comes from my mother, and she always said, however you're feeling when you're inside the house, when you walk out that door, you should never ever take out how you feel on somebody else, because you never know. I love
that.
Yeah, you never know what somebody else is going through, and you never know how a smile can affect somebody's day.
That is so true. Yeah. So true. I love that.
Yeah, I've always lived by that.
When I had my third baby, a neighbor who I didn't know very well, we got home and she came over with a pot of like barbecue and potato chips and drinks. I was blown away.
Yeah,
that somebody would just, she had the buns, everything. So we came in from the hospital with food ready. that was over 42 years ago. I still remember it.
It's a kindness.
Because it was, and she's like, oh, this was nothing. This took no time at all. And I'm
but
like,
it's
it was so
huge
nice.
To you. Right,
yeah.
right. And like, you never know what just a kind word or a smile or telling someone, your hair looks amazing today, or I love that shirt, because someone can feel insecure about the way that they look, or they feel like they have a bad hair day, or anything, and just a kind word or a smile, because I come from the North and we don't smile at strangers.
Oh, really?
And then coming down to the South, and then just that smile, it's a huge difference. It can really brighten somebody's day. You just don't know what somebody's going through at that moment. Kindness is just like a language that everybody understands.
I love that. That's how I feel too. There's always a good reason to be kind, and even when someone's being a terrible person, you don't know why they're being a terrible person.
Right.
So if anything, feel bad for them that they're being miserable, because they're making themselves miserable too.
Exactly.
And you just have to hope that they'll work through it and get our smiles so that they can share that with them. I love that. That was very good. Will there be more books set in Rose Bend?
Actually, yes. I just turned in the 5th one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
And it's called The Single Dad Project.
Oh, I love that too.
And then
do you title your own books, or?
Oh no, nobody wants me titling my books.
So that's me too. I was going to be so impressed, but that's me too.
No,
yeah.
Don't be impressed.
Yeah, that is a good title. Whoever came up with it, that's a good title.
They did amazing. And then I have there's a 6-book contracted, and then a novella. So
excellent.
Yeah.
That's all for Rose Bend?
So far, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. They'll be thrilled to hear that. Yeah. Oh, your covers are great for that too.
I love them.
Is that a Rose Bend book there?
Yes.
Yeah, the covers are beautiful for it.
I adore them. And I've seen UK covers too are just so adorable.
Yeah.
But I've just seen the North American cover for the Single Dad Project.
Yeah.
And I'm so in love.
Now you have to send it to me when you get it, because I love seeing new covers. It's always like Christmas morning to me, or it's like very sad when they're terrible. You're like, oh my gosh. But I know, but that's like a selective thing. Like, I'll have a cover I hate, and everybody like, oh, I love that. And I'm like, ah.
Oh.
Or there'll be one that I love, and then people will be wishy-washy about it, you know?
You are singing my song.
Yeah.
Is it so true?
So it's very subjective. We just have to trust that the people that design those covers know what they're doing,
right.
I guess.
Well, I think everybody's going to love this cover, because I just absolutely adore it.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Seriously, send it to me. I love seeing covers. That's one of my favorite things, and I love to... We talk about being kind. I love when I'm online and I see a really beautiful cover for someone. I love to tell them that that's a gorgeous cover.
I do too. And I have to tell them that, because it's like, I can't pass by a gorgeous cover and not tell someone that.
And there seems to be a trend right now doing a nice bright color, especially for historical romance, a bright color that pops.
Yes.
I love that. They're so pretty.
Out.
They used to always do like real pale pastels, and now they're like, there it is.
Reds and purples.
Yes.
And they're so gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it too. The premise behind the Burned Ink series is unmatchmaking. I love that too. Do you know anyone that used a matchmaking service that needed to be unmatched?
I do not, but I got the inspiration because I was just going through, those BuzzFeed articles.
Yes.
And you just scroll through.
You get caught, and
it's just a wormhole.
Yep.
Like a time suck. You just go.
Yep.
Well, one caught my attention, and it was about an honest to goodness service that broke up with people if you paid them, but they did it by like phone service. They would call the person and be
That's a genius idea.
I feel like so and so broke up with you. Sorry
Somebody's
about that.
made for that job.
There has to be a very special person to do that job. Yeah. It's not me. I don't like confrontation.
No, and I want to be nice to people.
Me too. I don't want to break your heart.
But somebody's like, yes, let me at it. Yeah.
That person has to enjoy their job, and that just struck me as like, oh my God, how terrible and how funny.
What a great book that would be.
It was like, I must write that. And then I was like, what kind of people would want to have that job and run that company? Why would they want to do it? What kind of services? Like, it just started
somebody with a history,
spawning ideas.
Yeah.
And so that's how I came up with that. So I don't know one, but I read an article about it, about people who have used it, which kind of spawned the idea for the series.
That's always one of those questions readers ask, where'd you get your ideas? And Nancy Nagel and I were just saying that those ideas, they just bombard you sometimes.
From everywhere.
Somebody walks by and you're like, there's a whole idea.
Right. So. Just looking at them, you can just make up a backstory for them by looking at them.
I always like to remember when years and years ago, my husband and I were shopping at the mall, and a young lady was trying on a prom dress, and she stepped out and her boyfriend saw her, and he was like, I mean, you could just say, He was so love struck. And my husband's like, I know everything he's thinking right now. It was like all right there. And I'm like, that's how ideas hit you. You can see it sometimes on people.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was very fun. Tell us about the Burned Inks, which you just did, published by Montlake. Are there going to be more?
There won't be any more. It's just those two.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved writing them. They were fun.
They sound super fun.
Yeah.
And Montlake seems like a great place to write for.
I so enjoyed writing for
Excellent.
them. Yeah,
Excellent.
They were great. The editors were great. The art department, marketing. Just had a good
I was going to say, they
time.
seem to do really good marketing. Yeah. So what are we working on now? What will be the next book out?
I just turned in the Fifth Rose Bin book, and I'm actually working on Desire 2.0. They're going to announce the name of the line that's replacing Desire.
And they keep doing it. Yeah.
They're going to announce it, I think, this month.
Wow, cool.
And so I'm working on my book for that line.
Excellent.
Now. Yeah, and I'm excited about that because to me, it's funny.
Yeah.
So if it's funny for me, I hope it's funny for everybody.
Well, someone will have.
else.
Well, I laugh, so that's probably we had the same sense of humor.
Right.
Do you find it's? To me, it always felt like it was a complete change of pace to go from writing like a category length to a single title length to a novella.
Yes.
It just really switched it up, so you didn't feel like there was any monotony. You know?
And that's why I love doing it. Like this one is basically it's almost single title length and it's first person.
Really?
And so it's a big switch from.
So that this Desire is going to be that much longer than
it's going to be. It's between 70 and 75K.
Okay.
And it's not category anymore. It's a higher heat level. The story is bigger cast of characters.
Wow, they really changed it.
Yeah. And trade size, I've seen like a glimpse, like they gave us a glimpse of what some of the covers were going to look like an example, and I'm loving it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and so we can write first person, third person. I'm writing first person because I absolutely adore writing first person, and the story it's just something. It has like humor, heat, emotion. I love writing all three, so I'm excited about writing it. Yeah. Well, they haven't given a title. They don't want me to give it a title. Like I said, no.
I said I'm the same way. I'm terrible at it.
It would be like The Bride Ran Away.
Yeah. Well, I probably told this story a million times, but long time ago, there was a song called Eli's Coming, Hide Your Heart Girl. And I wrote a guy named Eli, and I named the book Eli's Coming. And the editor was like, no, we're not titling it that. But it didn't register with me until she called me up and said, we're not titling it that. And I'm like, yeah, let's don't do that. I was just thinking of the song, and so nobody wants me titling anything.
That reminds me, I have a book called Jesse's Girl, and the series is called the Love on the Radio series, and like I love 80s music. I
love Jesse's Girl. That was a great song,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was so great, and like Rick Springfield was the sex symbol for me back in the day.
It wasn't for me, but okay. But okay.
Okay, so
but I loved his music, so yeah.
So I was riding home from church, and Jesse's Girl came on the radio, and I'm listening to it, and I'm singing it, and then I was like, wait a minute. So what would have happened if he'd actually like manned up and just told her how he felt?
I know, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna write that story.
Then that other guy would have been singing it.
Exactly. And I named the book Jesse's Girl.
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
Rick Springfield got on Facebook and said, this looks lascivious, doesn't it? And he put my cover up there.
Oh, no. Oh, how awesome is that?
Right. I
Wow.
was like, you betcha, Rick. It is.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, no wonder you use a sex symbol. But yeah, that's fantastic. How fun.
Yeah, that's now look, I don't know if I technically came up with that title because that is a song title, but it's on my book, so I'm gonna say
it's not copyrighted. You can't.
That's right. And that was his point. And I was like, that is a good point.
But he was friendly with it, right?
He was.
Good.
He was such a good sport. That's what he was pointing out. And then, and he posted a title, and I got free pub.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now that you've said that, you had that on Twitter. You shared that, I think. I kind of remember seeing that.
Several people shared it. That's how I found it.
Yeah. Fun. Very fun. Well, that was an awesome note to end this on. I love that.
Rick Springfield.
Yeah. Started with Jason Momoa. We're going to end with Rick Springfield. I think Jason Momoa wins on that one.
Yeah, hands down.
Sorry, Rick. But thank you so much for being here. It's been a blast. You're going to be back for 2024.
Yes, this is like one of my absolute favorite conferences.
Excellent.
So thank you.
I love hearing that. Thank you. All right, guys.